And we are live. What's going on, folks? Welcome to episode number 52 of the Nuclear Golf Podcast. My name is John. I'm joined by my co host Joey from Scheffler Fans, Ryan from JT Legion, and Hutch Bennett, one of our regular co hosts and ambassadors here at Nuclear. Fellas, there's a lot to discuss this week. Obviously, the big news this past weekend, Scotty Scheffler racking up that 20th win of his career, winning the Amex Championship. Tons of other storylines as well. Some high finishes from some guys who really needed to have big weeks to enter 2026. Jason Day, Sahith Theegala, Will Zalatoris made his return and played pretty well. Obviously, the Blades Brown story as well, we're going to get into, which was a storyline for much of the week. The big story this week, though, is Brooks Koepka, who's going to be returning to the PGA Tour, making his debut for the first time since, I guess it would have been March of 2022. I think it was 2022 or 3. I think it was 22. So we'll get into all of that. Patrick Reed won in Dubai over the weekend, and he raised some questions about his future and where he might be playing. So we'll detail that, get into some of those quotes, and discuss what could be next for Patrick Reed, a 9-time PGA Tour winner. Vijay Singh responded to the haters in an interview with Sports Illustrated Golf about people who were claiming that he was just taking up a spot in Hawaii. He fired back pretty hard. And then Rory McIlroy, the usual, lots of discussion and quotes on a variety of topics, from his motivation to his thoughts on the guys who need to pay fines, like Jon Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton. And yeah, there's lots of other little news and notes as well. Michael Lasasso, who's joined Phil Mickelson's High Flyers, the reigning NCAA champion. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's chat about Scotty Scheffler's win at the Amex in his first event of the season. He's 1 for 1, Joey. So is he going to go, like 20 for 20 this year? Or is he going to cool off here? At the beginning of last season, it took him a while to kind of get into it. But this season he's just off and running like he never left, right?
Yeah. Like obviously last season had the hand injury, and it took us some time to get back into it, which for him was, not too much time actually. First ever season opening win. So just knocking more records and achievements off the totem pole. But yeah, I mean, kind of running out of things to say when Scotty wins. Like there's not much to be said about it. Just goes out and whoops ass. It would have actually been a really good finish had he not kind of settled things probably by the end of the first half, and even tried to spoil it there on the last couple of holes and, give it away, but he just had too big of a lead. But I mean, it was shaping up to be a solid last six holes probably without Scotty there. It would have been a real tight finish, probably maybe some playoffs if it had played out differently. And but yeah, I mean, what are you gonna say? Just another one, and see if he gets double digits this year.
Ryan,
we didn't
Scotty
even give Phil Mickelson a chance this year to say that Scotty wasn't going to win until, what did he say, the Ryder Cup? Did he say that last year?
I thought he said this year, like the year or something.
I thought he said something stupid as hell, but Scotty just took that off the table already.
Yeah.
Ryan, I was just gonna ask you, like, Scotty Scheffler joins only Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus to rack up 20 wins and 4+ majors before the age of 30. 4 years ago, he had 0 wins. I think I read He's done all of this in 4 years. He's joined this elite $100 million in on-course earnings club alongside Rory McIlroy and Tiger. Did you ever think we were going to see a player like this come along and put up numbers like this?
No, I mean, my favorite years ever are, Tiger 2000, well, really late, really even just before that, Tiger 2000 all the way to 2002, like that. Those are my favorite years. And then even after that, and you just never see, you never thought you would see anybody who's going on this kind of run that he's going on. And he still has a lot to do. I was talking to somebody this weekend about that. He still has a lot to do to get to that bar of consistency. But at the level he's on right now, we were actually, my mom even asked me, she was like, well, what is it going to take for Scotty not to play good golf? I'm like, literally somebody's going to have to hurt him, or he's going to have to hurt himself. Like, that's honestly what it is. it's kind of unbelievable. I mean, if he stays healthy, like this is going to be scary close to, barring any kind of weird mechanical issue that he has, like it's going to be scary close to like some of the consistencies that Tiger had for those years. So I really never seen it. I no offense, Joey, it's kind of like that's kind of sacred ground for me. So it's kind of like I'm not rooting for it, but I'm not rooting against it either. It's just one of those things. But I mean, it's not something that I don't think any one of us who lived through those Tiger years thought we would even see something close to that span. And again, this is a smaller sample size, so we're not going to give him that yet. But like, it's pretty insane. I know Hutch has got to be thinking the same thing.
I was going to ask John if he's getting nervous because I am. Like it's
Yeah. honestly, these are my thoughts on it. All you can do is kind of take your cap off and applaud like this level of golf. Like I don't even have any sort of ill will at all. I don't care. Like it is what it is. Scotty's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's obviously still got a long way to go. To get up to that number that we all know we're looking at. But it's just great. I mean, even from a PGA Tour wins perspective, I mean, he'd need to go years at this level to even. It's crazy. It's crazy to think what he's done in 4 years. Like you can't dismiss it, but it's also crazy to think what Tiger did in the short period of time that he did what he did as well. So
he did this. Tiger did this 4-year stretch multiple times.
Yeah,
is the thing. Like that's where the consistency is going to come in. Scotty's just, it's insane to watch. I know I asked you kind of half jokingly last week, Joey, like how many he was going to win by, but
I said
was it
9
joking?
Yesterday.
Like
yesterday, I was
was
like,
it joking?
Scotty by 9. It was me. I was like, dude, Scotty by 9 tomorrow. And then
I mean, Tiger's got to feel right now okay with it because it's actually, all of these moments where they go, Scotty's doing this, Scotty's doing that, and then you see how far the gap is still for how good Tiger was, and it's just like Tiger loves it because they would not be talking nearly as much about Tiger if someone wasn't chasing him down like this, and then you realize just how absurdly insane Tiger's run was because you're like Scotty's, blazing hell right now, and then you're like he would have to continue to do this for such a duration at such a high level to be able to even, not to say he won't, but that would be an insane feat to actually even consistently play at this level.
Of the stats I saw, the one that like the career on course earning stat, like Tiger is getting dusted in that.
Yeah, well, account for.
But I mean, the reason he's getting dusted because of
is because of his. The reason he's getting dusted is because of
they
him.
are.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be what they are without Tiger, but it's not going to be long till he's way in the background. Rory's going to jump him. There's going to be a lot of people that jump him, but that's just is what it is.
None of it gets clouded with like, I get it that there are, I tweeted this, towards the latter half of last year. And obviously I was pretty much just engagement farming, but I mean, I said, who on the Live Tour is stopping Scotty's run right now? Okay. I get it. Obviously, Rahm and Brooks and Bryson, those are the kind of guys that if they were playing on the PGA Tour would probably steal some of these wins away from Scotty. I just hope that if he stays on this run for a while, I hope we don't look back and it's just like this, oh, well, he never did it because it's at the same level because some of the top players in the world were taken out. Like, it's fair, but how much are we talking? Because it's not like Scotty's just, an okay golfer if those guys are back.
But Joey, part of that conversation is majors, and those guys are playing in the majors with him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still beating them in the majors. So
it's going to make for. I'm going to be like 80 years old and argue with my grandkids about this. Hopefully, at some point, and they're going to be like, "No, that was during the Great Divide." And I'm going to be like, "I don't care. He was dumping people everywhere. He was doing it all over the place."
I mean, he had to, casually throw in a double yesterday on like 16 or 17 just to win by 5. Like, it's not. I don't think the golf world is looking at this. You might have some cynics that are looking at this that are like, oh well, he's not beaten day in and day out the same. But the tour is extremely strong. I don't see that. I'd get it. Yeah, like if Bryson was there, like. Or John, like you would have more guys maybe fighting for those wins on Sunday, but I don't view it that way. What it makes me look back at and think is like, God, I wish Tiger had not gotten injured so much. Like this, it would be so unattainable, even as as good as Scotty is, it would be so unattainable. But Scotty's just so much easier on his body, than Tiger. So that's why it's like I think I'm more in the fear factor that you spoke of, Hutch. It's like I don't like this feeling that somebody's getting close to this consistency, but I still love Scotty so much, and he's such a good dude. It's like you can't pull against him. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. It feels like 2015 when Jordan Spieth went on his run. I was like, you need to step aside.
You telling me
Yeah.
Scotty's not into Navy SEAL training?
I don't think so. I don't think he's getting his knee kicked in.
Wow.
right.
To Joey's point though, just one last thing, Joey. I hadn't previously thought of this, but as a Tiger guy, I want to thank you for giving me my argument in advance that Scotty was doing all this during the Great Divide, where the fields are not as strong and Tiger remains the greatest ever.
He's still going to make more money.
Probably in the next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so 27 under par for the week. He was 6 under 66 on Sunday. We've kind of recapped it all. He also gets PGA Tour lifetime membership when you reach 20 wins, which essentially gives you unlimited access to all of the non-invitational events, I believe. So like every standard PGA Tour tournament for the rest of your career. I mean, not that he wouldn't ever have been in those events anyway, just off of like OWGR and stuff like that, but yeah, it's crazy stuff. All right, before we get into Brooks Koepka's return this week, I just want to quickly touch on some of the other storylines from the Amex. Jason Day with a T2 finish last week. That's his best finish since the Travelers Championship last June when he was T4. His last win came at the Byron Nelson in 2023. So gotta say it, it's great to see Jason Day playing this well so early in the season. It gives me high hopes that he's going to be in the mix at more big events this coming season. The Amex had a very strong field, so it's definitely a great sign for J-Day. What did you guys think of Sahith Theegala? T8 finish, 7 under on Sunday. He was 21 under for the week. That's another guy who's been, needing something good to happen. Had quite a mixed bag of results last year. I think the year before that, he played pretty well at a number of events, but last year was rough for him. A lot of 30 to 50 finishes, T30 to T50 kind of thing. Ryan, are you happy that Sahith and J-Day played well?
Yeah, for sure. I think in one of our chats, people were asking who do they think is going to have kind of a comeback-ish type year outside of the top 100, and I picked Sahith for sure. I mean, I love that guy. He has a great personality. He's always fun on the course. I think he just went through some swing mechanic issues last year, and I think some of that got to his head. Super impressed by him, and J-Day. Like, I feel like J-Day does this every year. Like, he goes through a stretch where he has like 4, 5, 6 great tournaments with a chance to win, and then he kind of falls off, and then he kind of comes back. So I mean, I think we all like. I think we all like J-Day. I don't know what that was. Wasn't here, but I think J-Day. I think his consistency hopefully will come. But I do know that he does this year after year. Like, I feel like he has a stretch of high finishes. So I don't know if you guys think any different.
No, it's just good for golf. I mean, anytime Jason Day is one of the most marketable players in the world, so it's good for the game. It's good for golf. Anytime he's up near the top of the leaderboard, and Jason Day is one of those guys that I don't feel like has a lot of haters. Like, there's a lot of guys that have a ton of haters, but everybody seems to be pretty universally happy when he plays well. So it's good to see. Hopefully, he has a strong year.
Yeah, there's like that list of names that you just again, there might be one in a few dozen that are just angry for no reason, but there's just some names that it's always good to see at the top of a leaderboard at any tournament. And Jason Day is just like, if you see him on the leaderboard, on the back nine of a tournament, it's just like, yeah, it feels right. It feels very humble PGA-esque. I mean, it's been that way for years. And I mean, same with Sahith. I mean, I'd love to see him get back into contention on some of these tournaments, but I mean, again, if take Scotty out of that and Jason Day is going to have, I mean, that would have been an electric finish there, watching him try to get and squeeze into a playoff and fire it up.
Another big finisher for the week was Will Zalatoris. Obviously, has not played on the PGA Tour since last May after all the back struggles and injury issues that he's gone through. T18 finished 19 under for the week, 64, 8 under par on Sunday. So I thought that was really good signs to see there. I think maybe Will Zalatoris is finally back. It seems like he is. We touched on it last week. He alluded to the fact that he's, able to do it again. He's able to practice 36 holes a day and do whatever he wants to prepare for tournaments again without having any pain. So that's great. Big story of the week, fellas, was Blades Brown, 18 years old. He played 8 straight days between the Corn Ferry and the Amex, like 8 consecutive days. Literally flew from, was it the Bahamas? Bahamas all the way across the country to California on, I guess, Wednesday night. Didn't play a practice round, I don't think, and then just teed it up cold turkey on Thursday morning. Comes out, lights the course on fire, shot 60, 12 under par 60 on Friday. He was on 59 watch, maybe even sub 59 watch for a lot of his round. I think he went like 7 under through his first 5 holes or something ridiculous. He had an eagle and a bunch of birdies. So that was crazy. Just 18 years old. I mean, obviously shot 74, 2 over yesterday, but I mean, what a week for Blades Brown. It looks like the future is bright for him. Would you guys say?
Yeah, for sure, man. I love watching that guy play. His swing is a mix between Bryson and Luddy. It's like it's so weird to watch his swing because it's a very different swing. It's definitely been he's made that in his own lab. It's not just somebody that's kind of coached him to swing like somebody else. It's pretty neat. But I mean, you're speaking to the fact that he flew from the Bahamas to California, no practice round. Well, you can do that when you're 18 years old. You know what I mean? Like you don't need all this warm up shit. You don't need all this stuff. Like you can just boom, first tee. You know, we were talking about how early do you get to the first tee last week or a week before. It's like, he can show up with a minute to spare. So I was texting I think you guys, but I really look forward to watching him. Like he's a good kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I saw him interacting with the fans, which I love to see. He doesn't think he's better than anybody else. Like he's out there actually having a good time. And he's really freaking good. And he really should have shot 59 because he just needed to birdie one of the last 3 holes, and one of them was a par 5. I was really pulling for him, but
he even had that birdie putt on 18. It was like,
yeah.
I mean, granted, you made so many crazy shots throughout the round that you can't really. But I mean, God, you want to talk about 2 ways to get to 58 that were easier than the ways he got birdies earlier in the round. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love that he's getting exposure so early. I mean, you couldn't draw anymore. I mean, situationally, in the final grouping with Scotty on Sunday. I mean, forget how he played. I mean, the ability to even step into that moment and go, and we were talking about it on the broadcast about like a learning moment for an 18-year-old to watch the best golfer in the world currently just doing his thing and actively win a tournament. You know, it'd be one thing if, you know, he had to watch Scotty come in second. No, I mean, he got to watch Scotty tee off and finish an entire Sunday round and how he composed himself and how to win. And I'm sure, like they said again on the broadcast, was an absolute sponge, just soaking up whatever he can. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I like seeing the young guys like interacting with the crowd. We saw him doing the rock, paper, scissors and like taking advantage of the fact that you're 18 years old. And, you know, these kids are going to be looking up to you because you're so young and you're this, you know, fresh start of the tour. And like, props to him. I mean, coming in there that young and just stone-faced. I mean, he clearly on Friday didn't affect him one bit, but throughout the whole week, I mean, he was just stone-faced killer. He didn't ever seem to be affected by any of the pressure or any of the moment. I mean, again, I don't care what he shot yesterday. To be able to even show up and perform like that in the Sunday round with Scotty is nuts.
Just out of curiosity, guys, what do you think he would be worth to live? What's his dollar? I'm serious. What's his dollar figure? What do you think he's worth?
With his age, it's difficult in his situation because, like, on one hand, he hasn't like necessarily proven a lot. It's tough because of his age, right? I mean, I'd probably put it in kind of a similar basket to a lot of the guys that are offered like those kind of 8-figure deals, like, you know, maybe like a 10, 5 to 10 million.
Oh,
See,
Shit.
I was gonna go a little further than that. I thought he could, if he did a 3-year deal. I thought a 3-year deal for him would be probably somewhere close to 50 million.
That's what my number was 50. I mean,
I
you're
think-
at that
but
point.
they're
it's
not
just a drop
signing
in the
those, though.
bucket. But
Yeah.
it's just a drop in the bucket, and you're gambling on him being a star, like turning into something massive, which is what we
Yeah.
talked about in the past. Is what Liv needs to do is get some of these young guys that turn into a Scotty or a Spieth or a Ricky or whatever, that level of famous and popular.
I agree. It would be a great get. There's almost like a certain line you have to toe with exposure on the tour and being able to kind of gather enough attention and stuff, because I'm not trying to diminish the live fields or tournaments, but like if you're going to kind of use his ability to be a star, like are you like juice a little bit more out of that off the PGA Tour, have him in these events, have him playing a lot, and then you can take him over, because if he goes to live right now, like let's be honest, he's not going to get as much exposure. He's going to be, playing for majors and try to, make contention for those, and that's all great. But, we're talking about an 18-year-old at the end of the day, and a good get, but there's definitely a timeline there. I don't think you'd go get him now unless you're really just trying to be cheap.
I mean, if I'm the PGA Tour, they're doing everything they can to make sure that nothing like that happens, because, I mean, we saw the impact that he had this week, at that age, lots of media attention and coverage, right? It's like he's so young and he's just getting his career going. So, I mean, sky's the limit for him at this point in time. Another guy that rejected the live bag we heard about just weeks ago, well posted and published about, is Siwoo Kim. Ended up finishing T6 this past week, 22 under par. We know, I think Flushing it reported that he rejected, I want to say like a $10 million deal to go to live. So, I mean, that's pretty significant that there, like he was up there, like he made quite a statement this week. He was right up there near the top of the board. I think he was leading at some point in time or second. So what a week for Siwoo Kim. Shaking that. Yeah.
Shaking that. Yeah. I was waiting on somebody to say it.
But when you said, John, it was 10 million, was that 10 million for a certain number of years, or was that 10 million?
It had to be 1 year, right?
I thought I remember seeing like somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 million, unless it was just like a lower level. I don't know. I could be, I don't want to misspeak, but
yeah,
because 10 million.
If it's 10 million, I ain't going.
I was gonna say 10 million.
I'm the live guy.
Yeah, it has to just
Even
be
for 1
1
year.
Like that can't be for multiple years.
For
even
sure.
Even for 1 year, if you're able, I mean, you turn that around in 2 tournaments, like on live, you're going to make your money back just by having the name of Siwoo
we're not talking about Scotty. These are not Scotty tournaments. Scotty can turn that around in 2 tournaments. Most people can't.
No, I'm saying like you get 2 tournaments out of Siwoo just being on live, and you've already like got 10 million of them is literally like me taking $1 out of my wallet. They're like, we just need him to come play a couple tournaments and be on live officially without rumors, and we're good. We made our return back.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not taking 10 million to go to live. Are you kidding me? I would. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, actually, I'm looking at it now. Flushing it reported that it was a very large, quote, very large 8-figure offer.
Okay.
So I mean, that truly, yeah, you're right. Like that could be way more than
50.
10 million. I almost just assumed like we were turning the corner from 7-figure to 8, but that's not true at all. Like it
sounds
could
like we're closer to 8.
Could be 25 million. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyways, regardless, it's a significant development that he rejected that deal and then came out and played well on the tour. This was the guy that used to wear like PGA Tour branded shirts. Do you guys remember? I think it was Siwoo Kim. He had like some sort of endorsement deal with the PGA Tour, which was interesting.
Which, to your point, why don't they do that more often?
Because it was pretty cringe.
Because they're cheap.
But you can have Cam Smith rocking the Major League Baseball logo. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of like, you could figure out a way to make it work, I feel like.
All right, fellas, let's get to the star of the show here. Brooks Koepka is returning this week. First appearance since I think it's the 2022 Valspar. They're making a big scene out of it. Arrival on the grounds today, like Monday arrival. It's like you'd think it's like a major or something. The Golf Channel had their cameras as he was entering the driving range. ESPN announced that they're going to be broadcasting the first 2 rounds of this week's Farmers Insurance event, not just on ESPN Plus, but actually on ESPN like television. First time in 20 years apparently that they've had PGA Tour coverage on the actual channel. So that's pretty significant. Obviously, the PGA Tour is going all out to promote this and hype it up. They had a post out this morning about the return, and then another write-up about it as well, just a by the numbers post. So are you guys excited for Brooks Koepka's return to the PGA Tour this week? What are you expecting to see from him? Do you think he's going to play well? We know he recently committed as well to the Cognizant Classic, building on to his schedule. He's got obviously this week. He's playing, I think next week is Phoenix, right? He's playing next week. And then he's playing the Cognizant as well. So he's loading up his schedule. Obviously needs to play the 15 events or whatever it is that they said he needs to play. So he'll be plus the majors. So he'll easily get to that number. Anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on Brooks' return this week?
I'm super excited. I'm ready to see him back. I don't know how he's gonna play. I think I heard earlier he hasn't played there since maybe, was it 2020
the US Open 2021.
2021. Okay, yeah. So but that's the course that those guys know well. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the hype. I can't believe that they're actually going to have the coverage on ESPN. I don't know how did they navigate those waters like right before the tournament, like, because all this space is so contracted. So I kind of don't understand how that happened. But hey, they pulled the strings. They got it right. His group is amazing. He's playing with Luddy and he's playing with Max. Like, that's a fun group, like, of some good golf swings, and I hope Max is in form too. I mean, I kind of hope they go out there and just light the course on fire. So I'm excited to see Brooks back.
ESPN opened a can of worms. I'm going to expect this anytime there's a good grouping now. Like, you said the president. It's possible. If you can do it for Brooks Koepka coming back, you know.
Yeah, I would say, Joey, like, the fact that they were able to sort of like, figure out how to, I mean, obviously they've got the rights to the streaming coverage, right, with ESPN Plus, but to actually get this on their TV, like, that's crazy stuff.
That's
because normally this stuff's locked down, right? Like, this stuff, but that just goes to show you what the PGA Tour thinks about him returning. Like, they feel that it is a major moment. They want to showcase that to everyone. But yeah, like, you made a great point there, like, about if they can do this for Brooks, like, just imagine like a Tiger Woods return to the tour. They could go all out.
No excuses.
They could get NBC, CBS, and ESPN all going at once, maybe.
That's what I was going to. That's the only thing you can really compare it to is anytime, particularly over the last 5 or 6 years, where Tiger shows up to play, is where we're getting all the cameras of, hey, he showed up on Monday. Here he is in the parking lot. Here he is and doing whatever. That's how John got his whole start in the first place, was a damn parking spot at the 2014 PGA. Like, this is kind of a major moment where the PGA Tour is just going all out to advertise, like, hey, this guy chose to come back. He chose to leave over there, and the turncoat is back, and we're welcoming him with open arms and all that good stuff. And he paid $5 million or whatever it is. So it's just, it feels like a massive moment, but it's very engineered, it feels to me.
Well, it's what we talked about when we, the rumors obviously were floating around, and then we learned after Christmas about how all this kind of went down. And it's like the PGA's got an absolute just golden platter of opportunity here to just, I mean, we can say whatever we want about PGA's use of media and whenever they are active versus not, but like, this is where you shove it down everyone's throat. I mean, like, it should be every camera, every tweet, is like, it's really, there's not a lot pushing the needle this week. Whereas, you take this opportunity, and again, as the PGA Tour, I mean, you want to make the biggest scene about this because, again, it's Brooks came back to the tour. It's in terms of leverage and how it looks and all the perception of it. I mean, it's, hey, one of the better players in the world's returning back to, in their mind, what they're going to push as like the right tour. And so this is the opportunity to, I mean, they're going to push for Brooks to do well this week too and be in contention. Like, they're going to try to spice this thing up as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that ESPN has moved programming before. Don't get me wrong, but Not to like, I don't hear it like this. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, we're gonna show some golf here, and we had no golf scheduled on the network. Like, I don't like on the streaming platforms on ESPN Plus. That's one thing, but to put it on like the major network, like it's kind of a big deal. I get it. It's not like this is a massive sports week like during the middle of the week. I get it for everybody, but still to move programming, I mean, you can tell that there were some strings pulled behind the scenes.
How many reruns of Sports Center can you run, honestly?
And it's the off week in between the Super Bowl too, so there's no like your NFL Live and all that stuff, and really important this week.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, talking about him coming back and all this extra coverage, just it being at Torrey and being the Farmers, like, man, I miss Tiger playing at Torrey.
Yes,
good times.
We all do.
So Brooks Koepka is now world number 255, I believe. Obviously, since he went to live, he won 5 times. He won in Jeddah, he won Orlando, Jeddah again, Singapore, and then at the Greenbrier. And then also when he was at live, he obviously got the win at the PGA Championship, 2023 PGA. He was T2 at the 2023 Masters. And then in 2025, 3 out of 4 majors were missed cuts. So, I mean, just imagine the hoopla if Brooks Koepka comes out and contends this week. It would be quite a spectacle. I mean, it'd be incredible if he was up there with a chance going into Sunday. Ryan, do you think that Brooks is going to be on form? I think he is. I think this is something that he's been building up towards. I think he's probably been going a little bit harder than usual. Maybe over this off season with through Christmas and New Year's and whatnot, and it's all led up to this. And I don't think he wants to just come back and make his debut again at the PGA Tour and just kind of play like a ho-hum round of golf. Like, I think maybe he's treating this week as a major. Maybe that's why he's there on like a Monday. You know, normally these guys show up on Tuesday for a regular tour event, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't think that if he didn't feel like his form was where it needed to be, I don't think he would have made this decision to maybe come back this early and start this early. I think he would have done it maybe a little bit later. And it just seems like he's been gung-ho. I don't know what his last couple of finishes were on Live Hutch, but I do know that there was a lot of injury talk or potential like over the last summer, like, hey, has he got something going on? Because we saw some weird things happening. We saw a couple of images where it looked like he might be in some pain, or the way he would get over to mark his ball on the green, or bend over to pick the ball out of the hole. Like, we saw some stuff, so I kind of feel like he might have those kinks worked out. And I don't think I'm with you, John. I think he's going to be in good form. Do I know if he's going to be right there on the back nine coming down the stretch? I'm not sure, but I do think that he's going to be. I do think he's in good form, because I don't know why he would really choose to go this route this early.
Well, the last 2 tournaments he's played competitively were on the DP World Tour, and he got 4th in T15. So, but we're talking like that's in September, October. I agree with you guys, though. I think he's going extra hard. I think he's showing up early this week. I think this is a major moment for him to kind of reestablish himself in the eyes of certain fans who may think he's just been over there getting a bag and not trying on Live. I think this is a big moment for him, and I think he's going to be prepared for it. I would not be surprised. I mean, I'm going to say he's going to get a top 10. I'm not going to say he's going to win. Is Scotty playing?
Do you guys remember his here's a trivia question for you guys. Last time Brooks Koepka won on the PGA Tour in a non-major. What do you guys got? No ChatGPT or Google or anything.
Jesus.
No clue.
No clue. 2021. I'll give you a hint. 2021. It was one of the January or February events.
He didn't win Pebble, did he? No.
Ryan?
Oh, he won Phoenix.
God.
Yes, Hutch.
He won Phoenix.
2021 Waste Management Phoenix Open. Overcame a 5-shot deficit in the final round with a 6 under par 65 to win by 1. So
I remember that. He won Phoenix.
That is a lapse in my memory. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I cannot put that there.
I don't
Brooks
have
Koepka and Phoenix should go together.
Well, a lot happened in between that, so I mean, it's kind of fair.
Yeah. Golf kind of
Man,
fell
yeah.
apart.
Bumpy.
That was 2021. I probably still had I probably had long COVID going on. That's why I don't remember.
Yeah. Was that was during all that? Like, was there even fans in Phoenix? Like,
Yeah, probably.
there was,
Probably.
right? But it
Phoenix
was
is
like,
wild. Phoenix is the
Yeah.
Wild West.
Did they? Because they moved it. No, because it would have been before. Like in 2020, it would have been right before all that COVID stuff happened. And by 2021, out in Phoenix, it's lawless. You weren't stopping them from.
You didn't have to show your vaccine card or nothing to get into the waste management back in 2021.
okay, fellas. Brooks Koepka is in a super group this week. He's paired with Ludwig Aubert and Max Homa. I mean, that's quite a trio of stars there for a super group featured grouping. Again, we're just excited to see Brooks Koepka back. Are you guys going to be paying a little bit closer attention to this tournament on Thursday, Friday than maybe you normally would for a tour event?
Yeah, it's on ESPN.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be paying attention.
Taking off work, Hutch, or what?
No, I can't do that, but I will watch.
I'm gonna watch it for all the reasons that the PGA is expecting everyone. I mean, or ESPN too. Like that's what they're pushing for is they understand it's a moment, and like we were just talking about, Brooks understands it's a moment. He's gonna go play with a little bit more passion. He's gonna have that competitive edge back. It's probably got to feel like almost nostalgic to kind of do. That's probably why he wants to be there Monday. He's like, I haven't had other than majors this kind of weekly run through like on the tour in a couple of years. So I mean, he's probably just juiced about it. And so I mean, obviously you got to throw him in a power group and make a couple more people throw up their laptops at work or maybe hide their phones under their desk or something like that, just to catch a little peek every now and then of what Brooks is doing. That whole group's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention for sure, man. I mean, first of all, I love that group. I won't pay attention to the golf tournament, but that group, I'm gonna be honed in. I want to see what he's gonna do out there.
Before we actually get to Thursday's first round, though, we're gonna have some more practice round stuff. We also have a Brooks Koepka press conference tomorrow. That's at 9:00 local time, 12:00 Eastern time. So we can expect probably some pretty large quotes from that one. I would imagine he's going to be asked a lot of questions about everything. It's actually this is actually quite a major moment, to be honest, in golf. Like the press conference, he hasn't sat down and answered questions in this sort of format. So I'm looking forward to that. We should get some answers into his decision and why he decided to come to this choice. So yeah, that'll be exciting tomorrow. Anyone want to talk about Patrick Reed? We've got Patrick Reed, who actually
talk about Patrick Reed.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick Reed won the Dubai Desert Classic. It's his fourth career DP World Tour win over the weekend, but it wasn't really the win necessarily that people were talking about. It was a question that he was asked in his press conference after the fact about his LIV contract for the 2026 season. So Patrick Reed actually revealed yesterday that he does not have a contract in place yet to play with LIV, even though he was there for media day with his teammates. He was wearing the 4 Aces gear during the Dubai Desert Classic. So all indications point to the fact that, it's just going to be a routine. Let's just, sign on the dotted line and he'll be in Riyadh. He did mention that he expects to be in Riyadh, but then again, I mean, some leverage for Patrick Reed now following his recent win. He made comments recently as well about, getting back to the PGA Tour, but admittedly said, he's not currently eligible under the returning members pathway, right? Because he's not one of the guys. They didn't extend those invitations for major wins out beyond, I think, 2022. Yeah, so Reed won the Masters in 2018, I guess it was, right? That would have been his last major. But I'll read you guys the quotes really quickly here. Said they're still finalizing the contract. We're not complete on that yet, he said. It's one of those things that I don't like to talk business and stuff while I'm playing. And so it's Monday through Wednesday is the only time to really talk about it. So it's kind of one of those things that, getting here this week, I knew that once Thursday got here, just focus on golf and golf only. Starting tonight and tomorrow, we'll get back to talking and things like that. He said, what did he say? Not that I know of, not right now. Really just all kind of depends on everything. I mean, I haven't talk to the team back home or anything like that. This was about, having a contract signed. And then he said he was also asked about, what would happen if he didn't play on Live this year. He said, yeah, I mean, if I ended up not playing on Live this year, it would be one of those things that I would be out here playing more on this tour, alluding to the DP, and then trying to secure one of those spots in the top 10 and allow myself to get back on the PGA Tour. So Hutch, is this just a bunch of smoke?
Yes.
Is this just nonsense and a distraction? Is there any chance that Patrick Reed could potentially be trying to haggle his way back to the PGA Tour right now?
I think it's a couple things. I think this is one, his attempt to do what Bryson just did, where he's trying to draw attention to himself. And then two, I think Patrick Reed so desperately wants to be one of those guys. I'm not saying that he would definitely go back to the PGA Tour if he was eligible under the returning players pathway or whatever. I'm saying he just wants to be invited. And he might be the type to say, I want to be invited just so I can say no, but you got to invite me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just feels like this is just a look at me, kind of in a similar way to how Rory's always talking about Live. Like Patrick Reed's just sitting over there like, hey, nobody's talking about me. When they're talking about taking Cam back, they're talking about wanting Ron back. They're talking about wanting Bryson back after they got Brooks. Why aren't they talking about me? And I don't know where this is coming from, but it just feels like it's very – he just wants to be in that group so badly. And there's one way to get in it, win a major. And he's eligible, and he hadn't won it.
He started thinking about it. I mean, if you watch the interview, it's like halfway through he starts switching to this mindset. He's like, damn, like I could technically, like, there's a pathway. And then he starts picturing himself on the tour, and he's like frolicking through the fields with Brooks and Scotty. And he's like, I'm a part of it, dude. I'm back. And then he's like, back to reality. He's like, well, I guess, I'd have to go get top 10, on the world tour and everything. But
then he had to settle himself and say, I play everywhere. I play on all these tours. Why not add another tour?
I think realistically he would want to. I think if he had, I don't think he'd be talking about it. He kind of reminisced. He's like, if they would have extended it to 2018, I would have been invited and I would have liked, possibly. And then the way he wraps it up, he's like, if I don't play for Live, which he said he had plans on it, I guess. Don't sound too excited. But he said if he doesn't, he'd like, I'd be trying to work my way back to the PGA Tour. So, I think the door's there on his end. But again, how much of that is just fake, Hutch, like you said, him kind of just trying to be a part of the club? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth him walking away from the money or whatever leverage he has right now to go to the tour if he even got the option.
He doesn't strike me as the type desperate to give up $5 million to come back is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Wasn't it him just last week or the week before that said PGA Tour is the best tour in the world? Wasn't it that Patrick Reed that said that?
Yep.
So it's kind of like, I do think he would. I think he would come back. And didn't he, since he won that tournament, didn't he move to number 26 in the world? Didn't I see that?
Yep, 26 or 28.
That's like a pretty huge jump. Like he's not that far, so he's probably sitting there daydreaming about getting back on the tour.
I believe I read that Patrick Reed is the one guy that's actually improved his world ranking since going to Live. I could be wrong on that, but I think he's actually moved up in the world just because he's maintained his playing so all over the place, like trying to get ranking points. He's played, I think, on the Asian Tour. He's played on the DP World Tour. He's played everywhere. So good for Patrick Reed. Look, I'm advocating for Patrick Reed to return to the PGA Tour. I'm not like some guy in the Patrick Reed fan club. I don't love every single thing that Patrick Reed does. I think he's a little bit of a villain figure, adds some controversy. At the end of the day, I've said this on the last show, he's a 9-time PGA Tour winner. It adds to the product that the PGA Tour puts out. It strengthens the fields, in my opinion. Now, whether he's coming back imminently or not, that's another question. But it really makes you think because, the fact that he doesn't have a contract this close to the season opener, they've definitely had some sort of disagreement in terms of the contract talks, whether that's just regards to the actual number or if he is potentially trying to work some magic behind the scenes with the tour. I saw an article written today. I can't recall who it was, but they said the PGA Tour should be all over that in terms of considering it if he is actually looking for a pathway back. Obviously his pathway back might not be the same as the one that was extended to the other guys. But it's pretty clear to me that Patrick Reed wants to return to the PGA Tour. Like you said, Ryan, why come out and say things like the PGA Tour is the best tour in the world when you're literally playing on a competing tour?
Yeah, and
he is good for the Ryder Cup, right? That's a big thing, right? He's good for the Ryder Cup.
I think so, but like, if you're going to bring Patrick Reed back to the PGA Tour or make exceptions or change this, the parameters of this whole thing, there has to be a lot of people at the top of the game, including Mr. Woods, that have to have a very, very short memory and have to forget a lot of the shit that went on. And I just don't, I kind of don't see that a lot of that stuff's going to be forgotten immediately. I'm not arguing that he's not going to be better for ratings for some people, John. I do think that, because I do think there are people in the Captain America camp, if you will. But I mean, there has to be. I mean, there was a lot of litigation stuff going on.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of crap that people have to forget, including Mr. Woods.
You're right.
It just boils down to the positives have to outweigh the negatives. And for guys like the 4 guys who were offered, well, 3 of the 4 guys who are offered, Cam is just kind of whatever. But for Rahm, DeChambeau, and Brooks, like, the positives far outweigh the negatives for the PGA Tour. For Patrick Reed, I don't know that that's necessarily true. Like, the litigation is a huge thing. Just huge.
You guys are completely right. And I completely kind of dismissed all that. I kind of forgot about all that, to be honest. Like, Patrick Reed had an attorney showing up at, like, Tiger Woods' door. Like, that's a literal thing. Like, I forget who his attorney was, Larry something or something. Like, that guy that was repping him, but they were suing. He was suing, like, Tiger individually and Rory, I think.
He was trying to get Tiger and Rory subpoenaed.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean,
man. Like,
yeah,
those guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think they're memories that short.
You're probably right, Ryan. There's probably no chance that
I know he'd have to buy back the love of some people on the tour, but from a PGA's perspective, I can 100% see them taking it and turning that draw, because at least that drama is then internalized amongst the PGA Tour, and they can control that. I mean, the window's still there to be able to make a shit ton of money off of that and spin it so that way, let's mess with the pairings a little bit. Like, if he does come back, obviously, again, whole different conversation than if he would ever be invited, because then you've got to open the gateways to, unless you, again, just ChatGPT the most specific way to now only include Patrick Reed. They're going to be like, one tournament that starts with an S minus, you have to be exactly 37 years old or something like that, something crazy. But I'm not putting it out of the page, because if Mr. Rollap's all about, putting the eyes on the TV, Patrick Reed's how you put the eyes on the TV, whether you like it or hate it.
I go back to the Tiger thing. I think you've pissed off Tiger, and he's too influential and too important, and he holds grudges, and I just don't think he can overcome that.
Okay, here before we turn the topic here, let's just go through this litigation thing. In 2022, attorney Larry Klayman, representing golfer Patrick Reed in defamation lawsuits against Golf Channel and Brandel Chambly, served subpoenas to Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. Klayman aimed to compel them to testify regarding a PGA Tour's players-only meeting and alleged anti-competitive actions against LIV. Larry Klayman filed lawsuits for Reed, seeking over $750 million in damages, targeting Woods and McIlroy to testify about a meeting during the 2022 BMW Championship, alleging it was anti-competitive. So there it is, right? Like, try to get the 2 guys who literally dominate the entire PGA Tour to testify, which was never going to happen. But again, those guys, like Tiger Woods sits on the board, like, he's not going to forget that. Tiger and Reed being friendly, that's a long time ago now, right?
I just don't see that in the cards. And remember the whole thing too, when it was at a major, when Patrick Reed came up behind Rory and, like, threw a tee at him, and he was trying to be jovial or whatever, and Rory wasn't, like, I didn't think Rory was having anything to do with that. It's like, no, and that was so fresh right after the whole $750 million lawsuit. It's like, what do we? I just, I don't know. I don't see an avenue currently. I don't see any hurdle that can be moved right now. Hey, Joey, if you're right, you're right, but I just don't see that getting past the big man. I don't think he's letting it go.
That's a next year thing.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, 2027. I mean, he wants to be back, and he probably will be back at that point. But anyways, yeah, it's an interesting one. Okay, let's turn the page, fellas. Quick one here. VJ Singh responded to the haters in an interview with Sports Illustrated Golf. Obviously, made the cut at the Sony Open, finished T40. He said, everybody thought I was just taking up a number, but I went in there to play well, to compete. I always enter a tournament not just to make up the numbers. I want to compete. Same thing with the Masters. If I go there, I don't want to go there and just play 2 days and leave. If my body's good enough and if I feel my game is good enough, I'm going to go play and play to compete. He did say that his focus this year will be predominantly on the Champions Tour. He could make additional starts in Phoenix and San Antonio, he said. But it doesn't sound like he's going to be using his money list exemption to just play like every single week on the PGA Tour. His focus is still going to be on the Champions Tour. But I mean, I'm not going to complain if we see VJ Singh starting in some big tournaments here. Like obviously not, can't play in like signatures, but you know, he can play in like the regular tour events.
Phoenix is next week, isn't it?
Yeah, we could be getting VJ in the desert.
I mean, can you see him on 16, man? Like,
holy, they're gonna go wild.
If VJ hit a hole in one, that shit would go crazy, boy.
That would go nuclear, fellas.
Yes,
it would be. The question is would they be raining beers or would they dial it back and be raining Fiji water? Being from Fiji. Like, what would he be doing? Fiji. I don't know. Maybe Fiji beers, water 100%. Bottles with vodka probably is probably what would happen.
There you go.
I'm gonna spray deer antler spray.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Didn't VJ get like suspended or something for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that would, man, that's a story. I kind of forgot about that story. Now that'd be cool though. I mean, hey, like Hutch said last week, this is not something that was given. I mean, VJ earned this. Like, let the dude play. You know, I mean, if let him play where he wants to play, outside of signature events or whatever. I mean, he played well, like in Hawaii. Like, it's not like he just showed up and, you know, shot 80. Like, he played well.
Yeah. Okay, Rory McIlroy, you know, a bunch of quotes as usual. I mean, just going to focus on a couple here. Obviously, he talked a lot about the Rahm Hatton fines. He basically said, look, this is my opinion. We went really hard on the Americans about being paid to play the Ryder Cup. And we also said that we would pay to play in the Ryder Cups. There's two guys that can prove it. Great. I think that's... he said, look, I think any organization or any members organization like this has a right to uphold its rules. And what the DP World Tour are doing is upholding their rules and regulations. And we as members sign a document, blah, blah, blah. So he said, I don't see what's wrong with that, I guess, in my opinion. Rahm and Hatton reportedly owe $3 million each, I believe, in order to maintain their eligibility with the tour to play in the Ryder Cup. So, I mean, technically, I mean, do you guys even see a world where these guys are not involved in the event? Like, it would be crazy talk if these guys were not on Team Europe. It just seems almost stupid.
This is a game of chicken, is what it is. They're banking on the tour backing down. The tour's hoping that they'll back down, and we'll just see who does first.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Two things here. First of all, just pay the fines. It's $3 million. We know the bags that you guys got over there. Just pay the damn fines. And the second part, that's a real far draw to find that parallel between we were holding Americans to getting paid. We would pay. That's a stretch for me, man. Like, this has nothing to do with the Ryder Cup, really. Like, this has nothing to do with that. I don't know how he's making that stretch. I get that's the angle that he wants to play, and that could feed into them for 2027. I understand that, but I mean, just pay those fines. It's only $3 million for those guys.
Well, John Rahm said he will not be paying the fines. Like, he's been on the record.
If he goes back to the tour, that's $8 million he's got to pay.
Yeah, out of those hundreds, I know that's a tough call.
Look, it doesn't matter. People who have money for a reason. Because they're not just throwing it away.
He's gonna pay it.
Like,
He's gonna pay it.
I don't think he
He's
will. I
gonna
think he's going to sit
If
back.
they say you cannot be on the Ryder Cup, you're gonna pay it.
He's gonna pay it. I mean, if the leverage is there, if they somehow find a loophole and he's able to force hand or whatever, then yeah, it might get ugly and they might just call it even. But if that's the ultimatum, he'll pay it.
Okay, Rory McIlroy also said that he thinks that the LIV PGA Tour divide will continue for the foreseeable future. He says he doesn't see a world where it can happen at this point. Basically, close the door on any sort of reunification. Just don't see a world where the 2 or 3 sides, I guess also alluding to the DP, whoever it is, will give up enough. Like for reunification to happen, every side is going to feel like they will have lost, where you really want every side to feel like they have won. And I just don't think, I think they are just too far apart for that to happen. So Rory McIlroy,
to give up Rory talking about LIV and unification of golf.
When's
I
Lent?
would love that.
Can we give this up for Lent or something or anything? Like where are these quotes coming from? Who is following Rory around 24/7 with a mic?
He's done some interviews with the Telegraph. Yeah.
I was talking to y'all this weekend. Like, I wish I would love to hear some other PGA players' opinion on these. Cause in fairness, Rory's kind of been stuck as the, figurehead of whatever they want to say, but like, it's getting kind of repetitive here. Like he thinks this about LIV and like, no shit. Obviously he's going to say he doesn't see, some sort of compromise because that's what he's been pushing for the better half of, 4 years. That's his stance. He's not going to be like, I think we might actually be able to work it out now. So, I mean, we're kind of just reaching a point where it's like, he's going to kind of dance around specifics about a merger or a separation. He's going to kind of give his opinion that he's had for 4 years, even if, there are changes. Like, it's going to be the same stance. And I don't understand why the question keeps being phrased differently, but it's the same result.
I want one reporter to show up to Torrey this week and ask every single player with a press conference about LIV and LIV exclusively, just so maybe we get some more quotes from somebody besides Rory.
Yeah. And the thing about it is Rory's been like pretty consistently factual in some of the things he's saying. It's just, we just don't want to hear about it anymore. Like, let's just like, and that's not really negative towards him. It's just like, all we're doing is publicizing the minion that is walking beside of him, asking these questions consistently. It's like, we don't care. It's really not even a topic of conversation right now. They're not even talking about mergers at this point.
That's the product of him being consistent in his messaging, though, is we know what he thinks about it. So we don't need to keep asking because we know exactly what he thinks. And if it changes, believe me, I bet he'll come out and tell us if his opinion changes.
We're getting into we're finally hitting some meat in the PGA season. So hopefully we get some other, someone has to do something cool here soon that will maybe change the narrative. Blades Brown, keep getting this kid in tournaments and playing well so we can get maybe some alternate media attention. Scotty keep winning.
Winning by 20.
I was going to say,
Scotty didn't want to talk to the media. He's tired of having the same opinion too about being tired of winning.
I was going to say Scotty went 1 for 1. I mean, I think the narrative should switch. Is Scotty going to have 20 wins this year? Like, let's just go that way. I'd rather go that way.
I'm seeing Bennett Scheffler more than probably his grandparents are at this point. Like, I feel like I'm seeing him grow up more than I do most of my distant first cousins.
Yeah.
And that kid grew up in front of me. I don't even know the guy.
Fellas, couple last notes here about, obviously we've got the Farmers Insurance Open this week, but Tommy Gainey was actually speaking. He said that he's heard the rumblings that Tiger Woods will be playing on the Champions Tour this year. He also said that folks should point to the Insperity Invitational as being a potential start. I mean, basically he's saying what we all kind of knew. Tiger got the Insperity sponsorship, which could point to the fact that he might be playing that event in May. I believe it is opposite the Truist Championship, so that's going to be interesting if he does end up playing. Another thing that was reported today was Front Office Sports reported that TaylorMade CEO David Abelese told them that the clothing brand Sunday Red is reportedly exceeding all of its revenue targets and are now looking to expand on its roster of athletes that are going to endorse the brand. That also means they are going to be launching a full women's line in 2026, and they're looking for some female LPGA player to become the face of that women's line. So that's going to be interesting as well to see where they go with that. How big of a player they go, I'm not sure. Right now, it's essentially Tiger and Carl Phillips, I believe, on the men's side. So we'll see where things go from there. Any thoughts on any of those things, guys? Hutch, you're a Sunday Red ambassador.
I'd just like to say that you're welcome, Sunday Red. I have spent a lot of money with you guys. And also, if you're looking for an official podcast of Sunday Red, we are your guys. Right.
Let's get Hutch up and moving in the bullpen. Like if they're looking for sponsors, I'm just saying. I know some guys that who's worn Sunday Red more than you. That's not Tiger or Carl.
I'm a day one.
That's what I'm saying.
And go after Nelly. Like Nike keeps losing people. Like go after Nelly, man. Like Nelly, we know her. We know her thoughts about Tiger. She's always looked up, and you remember watching her at the PNC. She was in awe of Tiger. Like how perfect of a moment would this be? Like put the Tiger on Nelly's on her visor, man.
And you got the TaylorMade connection and all. I mean it makes a lot of sense.
That would be insane. But Nelly was also at Nike headquarters today, so she's not leaving anytime soon.
Anybody can be bought, John.
I know. I'm aware.
Watch. Brooks Koepka just bought his way back on the PGA Tour.
Seen it happening in real time. Fellas, that's an hour. I think we're going to wrap it there. It's been a great show, episode number 52. Thank you guys for joining us this week on the show. It's been an awesome one. Excited for this week's Brooks Koepka return. Fun to chat about Scotty Scheffler's continued success and how far he's going to go in his career. But yeah, you can find our platform on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. We're live on X and on YouTube. We also repost the entire show on YouTube after the fact. We appreciate everyone's support. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And we will see you guys next week on episode number 53 of the Nuclear Golf Podcast. Until then, later.